So you need to make sure that you're going into your Canvas card page, or yours may, some of you have them in a list. I have mine as cards because it's just easier for me.
I'm not presenting that screen. Thank you.
Go ahead and click on the Mrs. Metz card. And I know the morning announcement said that we've been in school for 12 weeks. We haven't. We've been in school for 13 weeks. This is the 13th week. Remember, the first 6 weeks had 7 weeks in it. So we've been here for 13 weeks. And my computer's running slow, so hang on a second. All right. In case you don't know what week we are in, look for the dates. Today is the 12th, which happens to fall between the 9th and the 13th. So I can go ahead and click on week 13. Your warm-up is the first one that shows up, so click on the warm-up. Go ahead and load it. Again, my computer is really slow. All right. So for Thursday, it says to list 3 examples of changes to matter caused by heating and list 3 examples of changes to matter caused by cooling. So one of the things that I would put would be, oh my goodness, you can tell just how much I love sweets. So I would put melting peanut butter to pour on my apple nachos. So that's 1. You need 3. Do not use mine. Go find your own. For list 3 example of changes to matter caused by cooling. Hang on, let me change this real quick. There you go. One example for cooling would be I got it. Putting my, oh, that's on all caps. Making popsicles. Making fruit pops in the freezer. Making fruit pops in the freezer. All right. I am going to give you 5 minutes to come up with your 3 examples. And go. This does not disappear. Go ahead and click the submit button and go down to save now. If you're not submitting, click save now. Save now. Don't submit, save now. Okay? All right. When you're done with that, go ahead and close that tab. So I said we are taking notes today so that you can take a picture, and I got to change the screen that I'm sharing, so hang on a second. So what you need to do is make sure that you have a sheet of paper. You guys know how much I like colors. So if you want to grab your colored pencils or markers or crayons or whatever it is that you have, go ahead and grab it. I will give you a couple of minutes to grab your materials, and then we will get started on notes, okay? All right, you've got 2 minutes to gather materials. And go. All right. Thumbs up. Are we ready? Okay, so you notice my paper is already laid out, but I will show you what I did. So I want you to, if you have lined paper, I use lined paper, okay? I do it because that keeps everything straight and in line, and I'm kind of organized like that. But to get my 4 sections, I folded it to that red line, okay? And I did that just so I'm not writing where these dots are, because I'm not gonna lie, that kind of drives me crazy. So I folded to this line, and then from that I folded that part in half, right? Like this. And when I unfolded it, I went ahead and made my 4 sections, and my title is going to be Properties of Soil. properties of soil. So I'm going to zoom in. And so while you guys are writing this down, I want to make sure that you guys understand that oftentimes I zoom into what I'm writing, and then at the end I will zoom out so that you can see the big picture and exactly what it looks like. Again, there's going to be a lot of information written, so I'm going to ask that you write small enough. If you find yourself taking up more space than what I take, you may have to tape paper at the bottom and keep going. You may have to tape paper to your left and your right. That's fine. I mean, I don't do that because I write small enough. Again, we're probably going to fill up all of this space. There's going to be a couple of drawings, and then there's going to be some information. Okay? All right. So the first thing I want to do is I want to talk about the 4 things that we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at pebbles, gravel, so pebbles, which is gravel. We're going to be looking at sand, silt, and clay. Pebbles, sand, silt, and clay. And guys, this is just the first 3 lines of my lined paper. Pebbles, sand, silt, and clay. Notice that I am not even close to halfway mark. I know this because of this hole right here is my halfway mark, right? Not even close to filling up my halfway mark. All right, so then what I want to do is I am going to draw kind of comparative pictures of what the size comparison of a pebble, sand, silt, and clay would be. So a pebble is going to be kind of like a big rock. So I'm going to kind of just draw a big rock. And again, because I like color, you guys know I like color. I'm going to find my color pencils somewhere. There they are. There they are. And I am going to color this one a little bit darker than those. Hang on a minute. I'm going to color it a dark brown. There we go. I'm going to color it a dark brown. I know what I'm missing. While you guys get that, I'm going to set up my poster. Because remember, I do this twice. rock is going to be just a little bit smaller than my pebble, okay? It's going to look about like this. And I'm going to color it a little bit lighter. Like I said, you don't have to be using colors. I just like to because that's just what makes me happy. Silt is a little bit smaller than that. And then clay is little bitty, right? Little bitty. All right. So there we have the sizes. So I'm going to give you guys a second to do that while I get my poster ready. So give me just a minute. So if we happen to not get through all of these notes today, do not worry. I will make sure that your quiz tomorrow does not cover anything we haven't covered, okay? Your quiz will only be on what we've covered. So your quiz will be, and don't get me wrong, anything that we've done this week in science is fair game. What we did on Monday and yesterday, you'll be quizzed on. All right. Yeah. Yes? Probably. And the reason why is, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the less questions you have, the less questions you can miss to pass. Right? So there's a good question. There's a good chance there's gonna be 10 questions on it. And I only say that because I want you to be able to miss, like if it's 10 questions and you miss 3 of them, that's still a 70 that's passing. But if I give you a 4-question quiz and you miss 2 of them, that's automatically failing, right? So I would rather give you 10 so that you have a better chance of succeeding. You know what? I had a conversation with another teacher about that this morning, thinking about how often in life I've gotten multiple chances to succeed. And I don't. When I fail a test, I shouldn't say that. When I fail a test, I usually have to pay to take it again. So I'll give you 2 chances tomorrow. I'll give you 2 chances. You get 2 chances to take it tomorrow. Deal? All right, Kaden.
If you're answering this 3 questions, that's an automatic 85.
Not on a 10-question quiz. All right. Getting back to our properties of soil. So with pebbles, we know that it's gravel, right? It's large particles. It's basically rock. So I'm going to say under here it's large particles. Make sure y'all can see that. Large particles. It's small rocks. And does not.
Miss Mitch?
Yes?
How do I put the paper? Because I was doing the thing and then I couldn't hear anybody or see what they were doing because it was like kind of lagging. They had to get back. I had to get out and get back in.
Just fold it in half long ways and then fold it in half again so that you have four sections.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's see. I'm gonna might zoom out so y'all can see. Oh, that's zoomed in. Let's zoom out. All right. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm kind of going to draw down here to demonstrate the water retention. I'm gonna draw me a little beaker-looking container. With a little funnel on top. And a big old rock in it. And then below it, I want to show you that it does not, like the water's dripping. And the water would run straight through that rock, right? It does not hold water. So it retains the least amount of water. Oh. And drains the most water. It retains the least. Y'all can't see that. Let me zoom out. All right, can y'all see that? Chloe, is that what you were going to tell me?
Miss Rose, can I go to the restroom?
Yes. Angie.
On the second line after the water, like whenever you do the like water, yeah, the second line, no, under it, down, yeah, what does like the first one, no, like the second one, what does what does that say?
Of water? So this says retains the least amount of water, drains the most water.
From least.
Yes.
Least amount? Oh,
It retains the least amount of water, drains the most amount of water.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna put my big old rock in here. This is so much fun. I have to say, I think these are my favorite days of the teaching because I get to kind of draw and color along with taking notes. I know y'all think I'm crazy, right? I love it. All right.
Very much so.
That's all right. I'll take it. All right. Sand. Let's talk about sand. Sand is a medium to large to medium sized particle, right? Because it's not as big as a pebble. So it's and I know that when we think of sand for real, it seems pretty small, but we're talking about these in terms of comparison to pebbles, silt, and clay. So like sand is smaller than a pebble, but larger than silt, right? So we're going to say that it's a large to medium, right? So it's a large to medium size particle. It's a large to medium sized particle, and I'm going to zoom in on this sand part that I'm writing. It's a large to medium sized particle. It's different colors. It can be, well, they can all be different colors, right? It feels rough. It feels rough. It has large space between grains. And then I'm going to draw the kind of the same I'm gonna let y'all draw. I'm gonna let y'all write that first. I'm gonna write this over here on my poster, okay? And then we'll go down to the drawing. Yes.
Can you scroll over, people can still see the writing you did, and then I can see the heading.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
My pleasure. All right. Thumbs up. Y'all finished writing that? All right. A couple of you are not, but we are going to run out of time if we don't move on. You know what I can do? Here's what I'm going to do. While you guys are working on sand, I'm going to write about the silt and clay, and then we can do the bottom half in a second. So, the silt, since sand is large to medium, the silt is going to be medium to small. It feels like powder. It's found at the bottom of water, bottom of like rivers and lakes. It holds some water. I'll do that. So that I'll write that at the bottom. All right, and then clay. I will write clay, and then I will let you guys write all this down. So clay is small particles. Holds lots of water. We'll write that at the bottom. It is sticky when wet. It makes hard clumps when dry. And it's so sticky. Okay, so it feels sticky and smooth. Oh, my hand's in the way. Sorry. I messed up there. All right, so I am going to let y'all finish writing that while I write it on my poster, and then we will move on to the water part at the bottom. All right. So for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and draw these pictures at the bottom. I know some of you are not done writing this. But I've got it. I have to move on, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and draw my pictures. So all of these are going to be the same. The only difference is going to be the grain size. And the amount of water. So my sand in here is going to have, I guess, larger particles. My silt is going to have less, like smaller ones. So you want to make sure that when you're drawing these pictures that you're not making them look all the same. Like my particles for my silt needs to be smaller than my sand. My sand needs to be smaller than my pebbles. And then my clay is going to be really small. Okay? You do need to look different. Oops, sorry. So that you can tell that there's a difference in size when the water is filtering through them. Right? It keeps moving. Let me move this. So then, the same thing, that as my particle size gets smaller, the water retention increases. It holds more water because there's less space between the particles. So my water level is going to go down with each one of these. Right? So my water level goes down. Because the smaller the particle, the less space there is between particles. Jordan, you are clearly not writing this down if your feet are in the air. Jordan, can you hear me? Oh, never mind. All right, I'm going to continue with y'all. All right, so sand retains little water and drains lots of water. Okay, silt retains some water and drains some water. Clay retains most water and drains the least amount of water. All right. I am going to give you, well, by the time I get done over here, I am going to give you until I'm done writing this down on my poster, and then I will zoom out so you can see the whole thing complete, okay? All right. I am going to zoom out so that you can see all of it. That way, if there is something that you missed, I think I will also just post a picture in the assignment. I know that we are very short on time. Make sure that that you snap a picture, submit it in the assignment, okay? That way I have proof that you have done it with me. And then make sure that you submit your picture. And I think what I will do is I will also take a picture of this and post it in the assignment in case this is too small on the video. Okay? Any questions before we wrap up? All right, guys. Make sure you take a picture, submit it, and I will see you at 2:25. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, guys.